Dallas has just been on a tear. I believe we can attribute that to Jason Robertson. Also, Jake Ottinger, who's really stepped in.
Yeah, so we can compare a rookie QB to a toddler. Hayward's absence for this game will be significant, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game turns into a blowout as of late.
The Golden Knights just can't pull it. I really think the Avalanche are determined this year.
They made so many moves and grabbed so many guys that they have to win a championship or at least make the finals. They were on our championship and bust.
The same self, the only year he won an MVP was the year he cheated, which really should put something against that MVP. But
yeah, and as a Cowboys fan, I have learned how dangerously good Aaron Rodgers has been with he can just thread a pass.
Hello, I am Ruby Ackerman, and you are listening to Outsider's Opinion with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. It is the playoff time. It's become a playoff classic for us, or a pre-playoff classic, and I am joined by the man that has not been burned by this yet, Austin.
Yeah, I've gotten some picks wrong, as both of us have, but you obviously have this anonymous putting the Cardinals as out, and then they won 17 straight.
Yep, and then they lost in the first game of the playoffs, so the wild card to the Dodgers, which I picked them for that one, but we'll see. So the rules for this are teams that are included are at least at the most 10 games out of a playoff spot.
Less than 10.
Less than 10. Gotcha.
Less than 10.
Cool.
And you can only get points if you say out or in. We're allowed to say maybe, but you don't get points for maybe. So if you have a lot of maybes, if I were to put maybes on all of them, I can't get any points. But if you're wrong, if I say in and they're out, I lose a point. So that's the risk. I don't want to say in or out for everybody because I could lose points. But you are inclined to put more maybes because, again, you can't get any points for maybes.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good about this, but I'll let you go first and choose which league we do.
So I want to start with the league that I think is a lot easier for me to decide on. That's the NL. For the NL, the teams include Brewers, Phillies, Cubs, Reds, D-backs, Marlins, Giants, Padres, Pirates, Mets. So I have the Brewers, Phillies, and Cubs all as in. I have the Reds and Diamondbacks and Marlins all at maybe. And then I have the Giants, Padres, Pirates, Mets, and as out. The Giants have lost a lot of games in a row, and they still have a couple series against the Dodgers, 2 more series against the Dodgers. They have another series against the Diamondbacks. They have another series against the Padres. They have a series against the Guardians. And like I said, they've lost a lot of games straight, so I don't know necessarily how they're going to fare in those big matchups. I was almost about to put the Diamondbacks as out, but they just called up Jordan Lawler, so I'm inclined to put that as maybe just in case that he is what some of the Yankee rookies or call-ups have been stellar.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Okay, so I believe we're pretty close on each other. I have the Mets, Pittsburgh, Padres, Giants all out, and I also have Miami out. This one I did 2 maybes, and that's the Diamondbacks. I did this in the morning before Lawler got called up, but I like the Diamondbacks bullpen, and they do have some good frontline starters. So that's why I put them as maybe. But then I also put Cincy as maybe because they seem to have that electric environment. So that's why they're maybe. So I don't know if I feel Cincy or Diamondbacks get the last wild card spot. So that's why I felt comfortable putting Miami out. Then everyone else that is in is the Cubs, Phillies, Brewers, Dodgers, Atlanta.
Okay, well, I'll let you go first for the AL.
Okay. Did we disagree on any team or no? Were we pretty close?
Well, like you mentioned, you have the Marlins as out, but I have them as maybe.
Okay.
I like their bullpen now, and I think Sandy Alcantara is playing very well. They've also won a fair amount of games in a row. Let me just check how many they have, or at least their last 10. Yeah, they've won 5 straight. Okay. They're on a nice hot streak. They just beat the Dodgers last night as we're recording, and they have another game against the Dodgers today. But they're just playing very well right now, while some other teams are. Arizona's 3-7 in their last 10, while Miami's won 5 straight and are ahead of them in the standings. So I'm just higher on the Marlins probably than I am the Diamondbacks, and that's why I have both as maybe.
Gotcha. Okay. So do you have Cincy as in or also maybe?
No, I have to have because I have teams as maybe. I'd have to have Cincy as I have to have Cincy as maybe because right now Cincy has the last wild card spot, so
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
can't have those 3 teams as maybe Reds, Diamondbacks, Marlins. If I had the Reds as in, I couldn't have any teams as maybe because there's not a spot for them to be.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Um, okay, cool. I'll go to the AL. I have Baltimore in, Houston in, Twins in, Tampa in, Mariners in. Then I have Blue Jays as maybe and the Rangers as maybe. I just couldn't. I didn't have the heart to put the Rangers out or in because I don't trust it. Then I have the Red Sox out, Yankees out, Guardians out.
Yeah, I didn't do Orioles or Rays because again, those teams are so far ahead in their
Gotcha.
divisions that those were teams that I just completely ignored. So we won't count those points because they're already in. So by adding them in wouldn't really mean all that much. So all the teams are Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Blue Jays, Twins, Red Sox, Yankees, Guardians. I have Astros as in. I have Mariners, Rangers, Blue Jays, Red Sox as maybe. I have Twins as in, and then I have Yankees and Guardians out. I'm loving how the Yankees are playing right now with their young guns, but I don't think we're gonna. We do have the ability to get in because of our schedule. We play the Blue Jays, we play the Red Sox. We have series against teams that matter, and so those could impact our ability to get in. But I just don't necessarily trust the young guys to win every game. Like we're hot right now, we're winning a lot of games, but it would take a very tall task for us to get in.
Yeah, I agree with that. Guardians, I could see if something happens in the division, but I don't. That's why I have them as out. Twins are in just because of their division, because that's really not competitive. Even though the Guardians are 10 games out of the wild card or 10 games out of the playoff spot.
Yeah,
Blue Jays, or
they're
yeah,
like I think they're. I'll check right now. They are.
or I
I think
think
they're
they may be five.
yeah, I think they're 6, but they
Okay.
won against the Twins today, so they're closing that gap. If they can sweep them in this series, the Guardians have a chance because they play the Twins, and then the Twins just struggle while the Guardians go really hot. Then the Guardians could pass them.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Rangers and Blue Jays. Rangers, just because of their bullpen, it is terrible. And man, it's just awful. I wish they could just replace everyone, but they can't. And yeah, so that's why there's maybe for me.
Yeah, I almost put them as out, but it's just the hitting on that side, the Garcia, Simeon, Seager group that they could still win enough games, but they have a tough schedule because they got past all the easy games. Uh, they just have a tough road. I don't necessarily think if I was a betting man, I would put them as in at all. So I'd probably say they were out, but I still have them as maybe because of that offensive firepower.
Yeah, I love the offensive firepower. And yeah, so I think we differ on someone. Some key teams could be there. Um, because you have the Mariners as a maybe, correct?
I do.
Okay. I'm as in, I really love their pitching. Hitting, that's the only thing. But their pitching seems, their starting pitching and their relieving pitching is still good. It's just how well can they hit? And it seems like J Rod's hitting. So I think their pitching keeps them above. And that's why, because they have big series against the Rangers. So when I viewed Rangers versus Mariners, I kind of trust the Mariners more because they have a bullpen that cannot give up leads.
That's true.
So let us know what you think in the comments. Any final thoughts, Austin? And I'll let you close it out.
Yeah, no final thoughts. This is getting a really close race. They didn't really even need to add the extra wild card spot for it to be a close race in both of these sides. Both of them would be within 3 or 4 games, and then obviously in the The AL, the last two are very close, but let us know who you guys think will make it in. Give us your in out maybe, and let us know where we went wrong. But thank you for listening.